Okay, I'm here with the guys at Arion Racing in Denmark, and we've had a bit of a discussion, and we thought we'd go through a basic setup on an Arion S2. Now the car's built, it's down on the floor, and we want to get the wheels all pointing in the right direction, everything leveled up first of all. This is very much a baseline setting, and what we thought we'd do is produce a quick video just to show you the order to do things in and just how quick and easy it is on one of these cars. So we'll start off with setting up a basic ride height on the car. So first thing is we've got all the damping off. We've got no adjustment on the dampers. We want the car completely sag, and we'll give it a bit of a squeeze and make sure that she's sitting down totally relaxed. Okay, so first off we're going to measure and find out where our ride heights are. So nice and easy measurement. We're looking for approximately 80 to 85 millimeters at the front. Bearing in mind this is a baseline setup before we've got driver in and we're corner weighting. We just want the car squared up. So we're looking at 80 mil at the front. And then measuring in off the rear floor tray, we're looking for some rake in the car. And in this case, we've got ourselves 100 millimeters. So we've got 20 mil of rake in the car. And that's not a bad starting point. 15 to 20 mil of rake is good. So yep, once again, we've got the car set up so that we're 80 millimeters ride height across the front beam, and we've got ourselves 100 at the rear. And that's a good starting point. That will change slightly once we get driver in the car and we move on to corner weighting the car. But for now, it's a good baseline. If we need to adjust that, it's quite simple. Relieve the weight off the car. We're going to cheat because the guys here have got fantastic hydraulic lifts, so we can up and down as we want. But a quick lift or low level jack, take the weight off, adjust your shim stack on the shock on the platform, and affect your ride height through use of the adjustable collars. So we've got ourselves sat pretty much where we want to, and what we're going to do very quickly now is go on to a baseline for the toe of the car. So we'll deal with that now. Okay, so we're going to look at the front end setup with a view to getting a baseline toe. But first of all, just have a look at the various adjustments we've got and how they're affected. Now you have to remember this is a development car, so at the moment we don't have the lock nuts in place, but we're looking at a very basic toe adjuster, 27 millimeter open-ended spanner. And rotating this left and right will affect our toe. The other adjustment that we have is the camber adjuster, affected by, again, 27 millimeter nut that we undo, and then by turning the slide at the back here, we can move the bottom joint in or out to affect our caster. And it's important to remember that we may have to come back and revisit this because camber and toe are connected. So as we adjust this, if we make big adjustments, we'll start to affect our camber and vice versa. So it may take a little bit of going backwards and forwards to sort this out. Final adjustment is pretty much factory set. When everything's set up in the right position, you'll find that we've got a set of shims in here, and this will affect the caster that we require. It's possible to adjust it with shims, moving it forward and back, but we've raced in this mode and we're quite happy with the setup. So we'll have a look at affecting a toe adjustment. So I'm just going to take the weight off. We've got the weight off the car now, and that means that I can have a look at the toes. Clear one wheel just so that you can see where we're going to be working. So with it completely out the way, to start off with, the toe adjuster is the area that we want to be moving, and we're quite simply going to set up the toe gauges, and we're looking on the front end of an Arion baseline setting. We start off running the car with 1 millimeter of total toe out. So wheels are back on. down. Now, it's up to you how you go about it. Some people use string lines. At the factory in England, we tend to use some straight gauges, some straight bars. In this instance, we're using some optical toe gauges. Check that our steering is centralised. Offer up our toe gauge. And then we're going to have a look at our setting. So, perfect. Oh, just bend it the other way. So, okay. As I bring this in, there we go. So I already know we set this car up yesterday, and she's sitting pretty much smack on a millimetre of toe out on the front beam, and that's where we intend to run the car for the time being. Then when we get the driver in the car, we'll make any necessary adjustments that he requires. But for the moment, a millimetre of toe out on the front beam. If that needed adjusting, then we're straight into our 27mm nut, and we can bring the wheel in or out as required. So we've looked at the toe, now we're going to look at the camber on the front end. And I need the camber gauge, which is on the table. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the front camber. Baseline setup, we're going to set this car up with 1.5mm of negative camber. When we actually go out to the track and we start setting up for the drivers, we probably find that we find more camber on the left hand side of the car, but we're going to start looking at the tyre temperatures and the tyre wear to get it right in the window. Baseline set up for now to get the thing rolling to a condition that we're happy with. So we're going to look at the camber, and we're going to pick up what camber we've got set on the car. So we're using a digital smart gauge, and we are hovering between 1.5, 1.6 degrees of camber on this wheel. And if we go to the other side, again, we're running 1.6 degrees of negative camber. So pretty much where we want it. No real surprise because we set it up yesterday. Now, if that camber needed changing, we're going to go in and we're going to slacken our 27mm lock nut on the lower wishbone, and we're going to adjust on the nut at the back here, which is a sleeve, threaded sleeve, and we're going to bring the bottom of the wheel in or out depending on whether we want to add or subtract camber to the wheel. So it's a two-spanner operation. We don't have to split any ball joints, just simply slacken the lock nut and adjust until we get our camber in the window, lock it all up. That's good. Okay, so we're now going to look at the back end. We're going to be looking at the same adjustments. We're looking at the camber, the toe on the back wheel. We've already got our ride height. And so we'll look at the adjustments available to us here. So we have an upper camber adjuster, adjusted by a 24mm spanner in this case, and then a pin to turn the end of the sleeve, again threaded inside so we can move the camber in or out and lock it off wherever we want it without breaking any ball joints, separating any nuts and bolts. Our toe adjustment is on a left-right hand saddle, so it's a reverse thread down here. We slacken the lock nuts, and by turning this, we affect our toe change. So on the rear of the car, we're looking at rear wheels dead ahead. That's our baseline setting. So rear wheels pointing dead ahead, and we're looking at the moment again for our static camber 1.5 degrees negative. Once we're in the window there, then we're good ready to start a shakedown. So we'll put the wheel back on and have a look at our toes and cambers. And again, it's important to remember that they are interrelated. So as you adjust some toe, you may have to go back and revisit camber and vice versa. Okay, I'm going to put the car down on the floor. Give it a nudge to settle it. And we're going to go straight in and we'll have a look at our toe. Now it's important to remember here that because we're reversing the toe gauges, and we're going to read from the back of the car, everything's reversed. So in this instance, we'll be reading toe in for toe out and vice versa. We've got those set up on the rims. And then a quick measurement. And with a bit of luck, we've got 0 toe. Again, no surprises. We set the car up yesterday. There's no reason why it would have changed. So we've got our 0 degrees toe that we're looking for. So she's absolutely dead ahead. And then finish off for our baseline setting with a camber check. And I can see pretty much straight away that 1.5 degrees of negative camber, which is exactly where we want to be. And if I check the other side, yeah, we're running 1.4, 1.3, 1.4. So a little bit of adjustment maybe to bring that one just a little bit more negative camber. That's how easy it is to get a baseline set up on the car, and nothing should involve the use of more than 2 spanners, just to undo a lock nut, turn the saddle, lock it back up again. I stress that that's a baseline setup. When we get to the racetrack, we're going to be looking at the lap times, we're going to look at tyre temperatures, and we're going to look at visually what our tyre's doing, and we're going to make adjustments that are commensurate with running on that circuit. So these cambers may change. The front toe may change a little bit. In general, we don't adjust the rear toe. We leave that dead ahead, and that'll work quite nicely. And there you have it, as simple as that.